Hey, this is a Hakawati production. Hey everyone! My next guest is best known as the owner of Music Hall, a super successful live music venue with 2 locations in Lebanon and 1 in Dubai. He also opened B by Elefteriades on the rooftop of the Aishti by the Sea back in 2017 in Beirut, and just this summer he opened yet another epic nightclub. It's called The Park, and that's on the roof of Beirut's yacht club at Zaytuna Bay. So, welcome to the men's room, Michel.
Thank you.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to meet you. So, do you ever sleep?
I used to sleep a lot when I was a kid. I used to love sleeping and dreaming. There was nothing else to do. It was during the war. And around the age of 30, I started sleeping less and less. So now I sleep around 4 to 5 hours per day.
I mean, you have so many projects going on. We were just talking about, not only you have the ones that I mentioned in the intro, which are 3 music halls, well, at least 2 in Lebanon, 1 in Dubai.
And 1 in Jeddah.
Ah, is that a new one?
Yes.
When did that open?
In the spring.
Okay. So you have those, and then you have B by Elefteriades.
Yes.
You have The Park, which just opened.
Yes.
And then what else?
And other projects abroad. Like I have in Europe, I have the Palazzo Magnani Ferroni. I had it till a few months ago.
Which is what,
for
a
5
hotel?
years, which is a palace in the center of Florence.
Wow.
That I sold to the Chinese. But
Amazing.
I'm buying 2 others that I'm finalizing the deals now. I have a project in Greece. It's a resort. And that's the main ones. The others are in development. For example, the music hall of Sao Paulo. We've been working on it for more than a year now.
And it's not open yet?
No, it's not open.
So that's another music hall. It's a great concept, by the way. Is it always the same? You have multiple artists that come on every, 10, 15 minutes?
That's the concept.
Yeah.
But that's the format. But the artists are not the same. Like, we changed the artists. Some artists have been here since we opened 17 years ago, like the Shahadi brothers and Tony Hanna. But all the rest, they come and go. They make 5-6 months. They go to their countries for a few months and they come back again. If they're not good, they go and we don't
So you bring them here?
Yes.
So you put them up in a hotel and all that and keep them here for 5-6 months, and they perform, every night or 4 nights a week?
It depends on the seasons. For example, during the summer, it's every night in August. In the lowest period, it's minimum of 2 to 3 nights. Then, for example, in the period of Christmas, it's 4 or 5 nights. It depends on how many tourists we have in the country.
I mean, that's a lot of venues and kind of hospitality projects. What's driving you to keep creating more and more?
Ambition. It's kind of ambition, and I've always loved the taste of success. So this is my drug. I do not drink. I do not smoke. I never did drugs. The only thing that gets me high is the feeling of success.
I mean, these places that you've opened, the first music hall was in 2002. 2? I mean, it's a huge success. Do you appreciate its success, or is it because you're always looking for the next thing once you achieve one?
It's exactly that. Like, I'm happy with something as soon as it's not achieved or doing well. Once it's doing well, I put new goals and I start working on them.
And your places also are not just, your average place. The ones I've seen, and I haven't been to all of them, even in Lebanon, but, I've seen pictures and stuff. They're all larger than most places, and they're very dramatic. So you seem to have this flair for the dramatic that you kind of recreate something from inside your mind and recreate it in these venues. Is this an approach that you apply to your everyday life as well?
Exactly. I always do. Everything that is surrounding me is done by myself. Like, I even had my car. I designed my own car that I used to.
Wait, what do you mean?
To drive. I did the drawing of a car, and I was going every day to a very important company here that that usually repairs cars.
Here in Lebanon?
In Lebanon. But I was doing the follow-up with what they call Ma'allim, the guy who does the work. I was with him all the time, and I had a crazy car that I was driving for 2-3 years.
Was it a Bentley?
It was, yes, a kind of Bentley that I totally transformed.
How did you transform it? Like, what did you do to it?
It looks like a gangster car of the 30s with some influence of the Batmobile. It was very aesthetical.
Okay.
It was also a bit of this kind of fascist aesthetics because it was black matte color, and the lines were very, very pure. I always liked the aesthetics of Albert Speer, and I do not like at all the ideology of fascism or Nazism, but I think that they had beautiful lines in design and in architecture.
Yeah. That matte black paint, though, is it harder to keep clean? I've always wondered.
No, actually, it's easier, especially that this one was of very high quality. It's a French brand, and it's what they call 150% matte.
Oh, wow.
So it absorbs the light. If you put a very strong light on it, it disappears.
Must be great in summer.
It was in summer. No, it was hell.
It's like
this
you can
is good
cook
for
yourself.
Nordic countries, probably in Sweden or. But it was okay. We had a very strong AC.
And what are you driving now?
Now I'm moving mainly with Uber. And with shitty cars of the company. Like there's the car I came with now.
We don't want to insult anyone.
No, but this car, no, I'm not going to call it the brand, but it had it has an awful smell, and they told me that they were taking food from the central kitchen to the bee, and the sauce went on the floor, and it smelled really awful.
So, but you're okay with that?
I'm okay. I went from an extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Like
How did that happen? Because I mean, I when I told people that you were coming today, that's how people know you. They know you as a very eccentric, opinionated character who used to drive a crazy car, dress in a theatrical way. And, you used to call yourself the emperor. You even invented a country, right? Nueristan.
Yes, and it had more than 1,200,000 citizens.
I mean, what is that? What is this country that you invented?
It's a country that had answers to all the problems that countries are facing. And it was working, but I gave up. I not gave up. I abdicated 5-6 years ago. 5-6 years ago, I don't know what happened, and I decided to become citizen lambda. Like lambda is a Greek word.
Okay.
It's when you are like everybody, like to become a boring person.
Boring person? Hardly. I wouldn't say that.
No,
but I know what you mean.
I'm boring now.
Yeah.
Like my lifestyle.
Incognito.
My lifestyle is very boring.
How so? What do you mean? You're running like all these crazy places. How could it be boring?
It's not interesting. I mean, it's not. I'm seated in my place. I run it by the phone. It's. I became dull and boring.
Why?
I don't know. I took the decision. I'm not like complaining or like I'm sad. I'm happy like that.
So how do you get fun?
I eat almost the same food.
What do you eat?
Every day. The salad, I cannot give the name, maybe it will be advertising, but I eat the same salad at the same place every day.
What kind of salad is it?
Quinoa kale.
Ah, yeah, that's my favorite
with
too.
Chicken.
Wait,
And
is that za'atar or zait?
No, it's bartartin.
I love bartartin. They have the best salads.
So sometimes when I want
Quinoa celebration.
Yes, quinoa celebration.
Yeah.
That's how it's called.
Yeah.
And when I want to make it to change, I replace chicken by halloumi cheese.
Yeah.
And I sit at the same table. And I told them I want qahwa al-ajibe, the magical coffee. They know how to make it for me.
Okay.
And I eat and I drink the same thing every day. And I put white shirts all the time. So I don't know what happened. I mean, but I'm happy like that.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow or one day I will go back to other things, to being more less.
What did you used to do for fun, and what do you do for fun now? Like, I mean, I understand that you have a a routine, and you're like taking pleasure out of the predictability of this routine. But
Yes.
you don't have any like vices or things that you like to do when you have time, or do you take vacations?
I don't take vacations.
Go to the beach?
No, I don't take vacations. I don't. I used to. I mean, I used to do a lot of things. Now it's very minimalistic. And I don't. I start even not being very tolerant to people who have extravagant looks. I don't know how to explain that, but if I see someone who looks like I used to look like, I would like.
Punch them?
Maybe not punch them, but I would not look at them, but
Yeah.
they will hit on my nerves.
It's interesting, but maybe it's like it's like if you eat too much and then you're full, and it's like I never want to eat again. Is it
Maybe
like that kind of
it
thing?
could be that. It could
Yeah.
be that.
I mean, there's
It's material for psychologists and psychotherapists and things. I do not analyze a lot. I always worked by what I feel like doing is what I don't feel like doing. Like I never did feasibility studies for my project. I never did anything that
Interesting.
to please anyone. When I started the music hall, my brother went, and because I asked him to put some money with me, he went and asked a company that does feasibility study. They told him it could never be feasible.
Which one was that?
I don't remember.
They said it wouldn't work.
And it was a return on investment in few months, I think. So,
Amazing.
This is why I only trust my ideas, and even when something does not work, it's not very dramatic for
Yeah.
me. Like.
Does that ever happen?
No, actually, all my projects did well.
That's amazing. It's interesting.
I relaunched, for example, the festival, the Byblos Festival, in '99. It had
You
debts.
relaunched or launched?
I launched.
Yeah.
It used to exist before the war.
Okay.
Then they tried to do something, and they had debts and they had problem. I moved the stage from inside the citadel to the sea where it is now.
Yeah.
Everybody was against in the city, and the festival started doing very, very, very well till 2003. It was making a lot of money. Then they took it from me by force.
What do you mean by force?
They threatened me. There was a minister. They bullied me, and they told me that I don't know with whom I am messing and things like that. And at that time,
But what was the problem?
They wanted to take it back because it was generating money.
Ah, I see. Who was taking the profits? Is
I
it
was
something
supposed
that's
to be
owned?
taking the profit because I covered the debts that were $500,000
Okay.
of US. And then they took it once it worked. So it's like you planting a tree, taking care of it, and once it starts giving fruit, someone comes tell you, go away, we will take the fruits. So this is what they did. I paid all the debts of the festival. I prepared everything, and they took it from me. But I've had this many times in Lebanon, especially at that time that politically I was considered as someone vulnerable. How do you say vulnerable? Not strong.
Because you were not affiliated with one of the...
Yes, at that time I was... I'm saying about before 2005, I was Aounist. Like
Okay.
I was Aounist at the
Aoun.
time where no one was being able to say that. And
Okay.
I could say it. I was saying it everywhere, and everybody knew it. So each time I had the problem, my enemies were bringing up this and threatening me to use it against me.
Okay. Well, I'm sure, yeah, I mean, they play dirty games. But back to the festival, by the way, those guys are tough. Like this, you heard about Mashua Leila, right?
Yes.
Not too long ago, they were supposed to perform, and then they ended up getting into like this huge mess because they had a post on their Facebook page of Madonna as the Virgin Mary, which apparently was hugely offensive. What did you think about that?
The Oriol Le Jour called me to give my opinion. They want me to write something. I did not enter this because I don't consider Mashrou' Layla to be great art. I mean, I don't like the way he sings, but I also do not like the way the others reacted. So I did not have to enter between defending someone I don't like and all these debates. I'm a bit fed up of it because I feel that We're not living in the 21st century anymore here. Every year we go back like 5-6 years back. So consider the last 30, 40 years, we are back like 200 years. We are in the 18th century.
So do you think that's true mostly of Lebanon, or would you apply that to some of the other countries in the region?
All the region. The region is a disaster, a total disaster.
Like what are the things that really tick you off?
Nothing is working. I mean, really nothing is working. Like when you see the mentality of the kids everywhere, you go in the plane or you are somewhere and there are kids, and even the kids are not, you don't feel like hugging a kid. I don't know what's happening. The way people are being brought up, the entire culture, there's a big problem.
Do you
the
think
problem
it has to
is
do...
not political, it's not economical, it's a cultural problem. What we really need is a cultural revolution.
Do you think it has to do with this whole materialism thing that you're kind of rejecting in your own life?
Actually, even before, but the people did not understand that all my show-off thing, it was a masquerade. It was a way to denounce it. So I went to an extreme where it became ridiculous, and I was conscious of it. That's what the French call second degré, is when you do something knowing that it's not what it is like. That's a school of paranoia critique that Salvador Dali developed, and that I was applying in my... But even this I did not understand. But it's not like I'm positioning myself as a victim. I hate that. I'm doing very well. I have a lot of money and I'm having fun. Having fun, not doing anything.
Eating salads.
Eating salads.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, the idea of every day repeating the same thing is really very nice. In everything, and the same positions, not to enter the details, the same food, the same drinks, the same shirts. It can be very interesting. Till when, I don't know.
So this country of Nowaristan that you came up with, what were some of the main principles of it?
The idea was there was an economical side of it that was very, very important to explain how the economy should be in the world. There was culture also, how kids should be...
how should kids be
brought
raised?
Up.
How should kids be raised? You're commenting on the kids that are... You see kids on the plane. I know what you're talking about. They're just very entitled. Children these days are entitled. They don't really respect adults.
I love discipline in bringing up kids. The kid should know that he's not a king. Kids should not be spoiled. Kids should learn to respect. Actually, it was a mix of different things. Nowaristan was an eclectic blend of all the cultures that have been on this earth.
Do people still apply to be citizens?
A lot apply. We have a lady called Tina Bauer in Switzerland. She's German-Swiss.
Yeah.
And she is in charge of making the database where she asks the name, the number, all the things.
Yeah.
Where she refuses people who want to register as Mickey Mouse, for example, or Donald Duck. And she checks randomly.
Do people actually do that?
A lot of people, just for the fun, they put like Donald Duck.
That's original.
So she makes sure that it's real name with real addresses. And she sent them a newsletter with all the things that could interest someone who's interested in the idea of Nowaristan.
Who puts together that newsletter? Is it you?
No. There's a committee. There are people. Actually, from the beginning, it started organizing itself, the Nowaristan. And this is what I wanted. I never wanted the emperor. My name was Michel the first and last of Nowaristan. There was, it's the constitution does not allow any successor, and I could be sent to jail if I wanted to keep the power. So I have just to start it, and then it's a senate of elders who would be running it.
Interesting. Very interesting. So anyone can apply.
Yes.
There's no like criteria
there's a site,
besides
and
not being Mickey Mouse.
They fill a formulaire. Actually, Kofi Annan had sent me someone to represent him at the launching of Nowaristan, It was Geir Pedersen, who is now the personal representative of Guterres, the Secretary General in Syria.
Okay.
So
So it was a pretty serious, big deal back then.
No, it was very interesting, but I always mix serious was not serious, interesting was not interesting, intelligent was stupid. I like to mix
contrasts.
things.
So do you have any kids?
I have kids.
How many?
2.
How old are they?
18 and 17.
Okay.
That I never... That's the first time I ever mentioned. Actually, this is the first interview in the last 4 years.
I really feel privileged. Thank you.
I don't know why, but I told Tina last minute to...
That's amazing. I'm happy you're here. Where did you grow up? And tell me about your childhood. Did you grow up here in Beirut? Because you're half Greek, right?
No, I have, yes, I was brought up in Kisserwain.
Okay, that's in Lebanon.
Between Jounieh, yes. Jounieh and... you're not Lebanese.
I'm not Lebanese, and a lot of our listeners actually are in across the Middle East.
Okay.
So they don't know, they're like me, they don't know where Kisserwan is.
Okay. Kisserwan is where the Casino du Liban is. And I was brought between a house near the sea and another in the mountain in a village called Ajaltoun, because that's where my mother is from. And it was during the war. If there was a camera filming my childhood, it was awful because there was war and everything, and we had problems, but in my head, so the camera would see dramatic situation with shellings and all the things of not going to school for months. But in my head, it was very nice because I had my corner in the shelter. And I was there dreaming of things, imagining things. So I was flying and traveling with my imagination. And I did not have to... I think that school, the system of scholarship is very bad. It formats kids. It puts their minds and their imagination in cages. I did not have all that. So what was a disaster turned out to be a blessing for me.
It's kind of what you do with your venues. You create these kind of utopias within...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, when I did the waterfront music hall, I surrounded it with containers. And because it was in 2011, and that's when Daesh started. So everybody told me, you're opening a venue and Daesh is not far from here. I said, I'm going to protect the venue with containers, and I'm going to make inside a kind of bunker, open air bunker, where I will have culture and music and everything. And because in my mind, the containers, that's what they used to put on the Green Line in Beirut to separate East Beirut from West Beirut. There were containers.
Are they like bulletproof or something?
No, these are no. But what they used to do is to fill the containers with sand. Yes. That's how
is that
they become.
Sand
is bulletproof.
But
yes.
you didn't do that with your containers.
No, with my containers, no. With my containers, just for the aesthetics.
Yeah.
I did not think that
people were
we're gonna party while surrounded by Daesh. No.
Yeah.
But actually, we had for a while few snipers on the top of the containers at the time when there was suicide bombers in Beirut.
Oh, really?
So I put some snipers, and they were all ex. Lebanese army, and they had the orders to shoot if someone is if you had what they call enghimasi in Arabic. It's a suicide bomber who goes in the crowd.
But so at what point did you tell them to shoot? I mean, did you have a system where they had to the car that would drive by had to stop by security? Like, was there a checkpoint?
They had checkpoints at the entrance with the machine, the stupid antenna. Because it seems
do those work? I feel like
it seems
it's a
that
scam.
it does not work, but it's
they're still using them at malls.
There are some who work, but the one who works are out of price, and they are used in the Pentagon. In the ones that we got here are not
they don't do
efficient.
Anything, right?
Yes, but they are psychologically. It's if the guy who's in the car has something, he will get nervous, and he will. You can if the guy on the checkpoint is smart, he can see that the guy is getting nervous.
Yeah.
It can help.
Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Those things look pretty useless. Wow, that's serious business. What are you working on now? besides, do you have a music hall opening in Brazil?
Yes.
In Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo. And there is...
How many seats are these places? Because I know the ones in Lebanon are huge.
The one in Sao Paulo is going to be 800.
Yeah.
I'm working on 2 other, but it's a project. There's in Greece one that would be around 500. In Beograd, in Belgrade, there's one in downtown of Belgrade that will be 400, 500.
That's an interesting place. Why Belgrade?
I discovered Belgrade in 99.
Okay.
I was, music hall was not born yet. I had the Festival of Byblos and I had a place called Amor y Libertad.
Okay. What was that?
A place dedicated to Cuban culture.
Yeah, you like Cuban
club,
music.
Yes. I lived in Cuba 2 years.
Hanin Son Cubano. Yes. That was actually, I used to listen to that album all the time. I had no idea it was you. Mm-hmm. It's a great music. Love it. Anyways.
So, in 99, I was a bit bored. I heard that they're going to bomb Belgrade, that the NATO is going to bomb Belgrade. I went to the embassy that was not far from here. It was in Sanaya. And I saw the ambassador, Durovic. And I told him that I want a visa. He told me, you're crazy, they're going to bomb. So I went there on the last flight of Fiat. After that, they started bombing. There was no flights. And I was with the Serbs on the bridges. They were, each time that they knew that the bridges are going to bomb, the population were going and standing on the bridges. Not
That's
to
tough.
Have
tough people.
So it was, I was there for a few months. I loved it. And
you love standing on bridges and wondering if the bomb was going to hit you?
There was good vibes in the crowds and everything. It was so I decided that one day I will do something here. And now I found a cinema, a beautiful old cinema in the downtown of Belgrade. So we'll start preparing the project to open in 1 year and a half, 2 years.
Fantastic. And then you have you talking about some hotels in Greece and Italy?
In Greece, it's a resort.
Okay.
That will be by the sea.
What is it called?
I still don't have the name.
Okay.
I have the name, but it's not registered. So
you don't want to mention it?
I'll keep it for myself.
Yeah.
It's 11,000 square meters by the sea.
Wow. Where in Greece?
It's not far from Loutraki. It's 45 minutes from Athens.
45 minutes by boat? Is it an island?
No, it's on the mainland.
Mainland.
That's the advantage of it. You will have the experience of the islands, but you will not have to take the ferry. And it's from the airport, it's 35 minutes. From Athens, it's 45. And there's a cinema in downtown Athens that will be a music hall.
Wow. You're like the McDonald's of live music venues. Yeah, of entertainment, of escapism. So your dad was Greek?
Yes.
So you said earlier, you speak a lot of languages, right?
Yes.
How many languages do you speak?
5, 6, 7, something like that.
Which ones?
French.
Yeah.
Spanish. Italian. English. Arabic. Romani, the language of the gypsies, because I worked a lot with the gypsies and I found that the best way to deal with them is to learn their language. Here and abroad. I worked a lot with gypsies from Yugoslavia, and I had a band, I still have it, that recorded a lot of albums called the Yugoslavian Gypsy Brass Band. And I also speak some Greek and just a bit of Russian.
Wow. So you complain a lot about the Middle East, you complain about Lebanon. Are there other places where you'd rather be living, or are they better off than here?
Well, the problem here is no one is happy. Here they like to say in Arabic, "Ma hada mabsout," and it became a reality that the very rich are not happy, the poor are not happy, the hippies are not happy, the people working at the bank are not happy, the losers are not happy, the successful are not happy. So there is a problem of happiness in this country. And I'm fed up a bit of this. While you go sometimes to some very poor countries like Cuba, or sometimes in Africa, in a lot of countries where people are happy. If you go to Italy, if you have if you have some money and if you can live well in Italy, you can be very happy. The food is amazing. The coffee is great. The people are very well dressed. It's nice.
You think people are happier there?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're staying here for now.
I owe this to the people who... I got some friends to join me in the early 90s to do a few maybe stupid things, I don't know. But some of them got killed. And
what are you talking about? Here?
Yes.
Okay.
MUR, Unified Movements of the Resistance.
Okay.
So I had some friends who were killed, and I think that towards their parents and myself, I cannot like drop it here and say, now I have money and fuck here, I'm going elsewhere and live elsewhere. It will be betraying their memory, and it will be not nice to their parents. So that's why I force myself to at least stay few months per year here and to sometimes try to do things. It's kind of a way to escape my guilt that I already have. But I think that if I go and I forget about them, guilt will grow bigger, much bigger.
You're a loyal person.
I always was.
Well, it was great to have you.
Thank you.
That's it. Thanks for listening. You can check out all of the episodes of The Men's Room on hakawati.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe while you're there. And you can also follow us on Instagram. Peace out.